I like working with die. I've got 2 die here. We play a lot of games at home.
You want to just talk to this camera.
Okay, and yeah, I grew up listening to punk, so I'm gonna call this die all right. I don't know the position that I'm gonna be shooting from. Obviously, from here I could shoot any position, so it works as a good training opportunity to know where the kinks in my chain are gonna be for you know, making a decision on the clock. So what I'm gonna do here, because we've got 6 numbers, is say, well, prone's not that interesting, so I'm gonna assign that a 1. Seated, we don't shoot from very much, so I'm gonna assign that a 2. Kneeling is gonna be 3, 4, and standing is gonna be 5, 6. I'm gonna roll the die, and then I'm gonna act, and I'm gonna shoot a target at 600 yards, because what now, we're not really assessing the shot placement as much as we're assessing the decision making and knowing how to execute what's required. So everything is broken down in a way that even in prone, I have to make some modifications, okay? So I'm gonna say, time starts now. I'm gonna roll my die. I got a 6. So I know that's gonna be standing. I'm gonna put my tripod up to a height that I believe will be standing. I'm going to put it up here. I'm gonna pretend I'm in a field match. So I'm gonna put my bag. I'm gonna confirm the distance. I know the distance, but I want to confirm it. 601.5 yards. I'm gonna drop things into my workspace. I'm gonna put my rifle on here. I'm gonna confirm dope. I've got target, position, anchor, sight picture, complete. I've got my wind assessment. I feel it coming from the right. It's probably effectively 2 miles an hour. I'm gonna start my shot process. Inhale. And I hit the target. I hit about 1/10 high. And I hit about maybe less than a tenth left of that line, which tells me that my wind hold should have been 3/10, which would suggest that the effective wind speed was 3 miles an hour full value. Now I have that information. I'm talking out loud because now I can execute a wind plan on subsequent targets, knowing that the effective wind is 3 o'clock, 3 miles an hour, and that should allow me to bring that shot back to center, and it should allow me more hits on target more effectively. Now that 1/10 in elevation, you know, obviously within my shooter bracket, I'm not going to worry too much about that elevation until I shoot another shot at another distance and know whether that was me or not. I don't really take that 1/10 other than the wind into consideration, because obviously there's a lot of input that the shooter has. I haven't been shooting very much. You know, we shot Monday, so you know, I've shot less than 20 rounds in 4 months. It could be me. I'm not worried about that. What I'm taking away from that is 3 miles an hour, effective distance. If you're following Rifle Kraft or you're doing my training, I would say that's 50% the distance, and I would run with it, for those of you that know what I'm talking about. Other assessments here is that I'm not used to this tripod. It's brand new. It's the new QDT, and I would get more comfortable making this standing position a little higher, but I don't like to do the shooter salsa. I like to have my workspace, set up my position and run with it, and I train consistency across heights, so I feel effective. Here, ideally, I'd be an inch higher, but those are critiques for training, not for execution, and we get the idea of where we're at for training based on videos like this that show us performing a task on hand, and then you analyze it to decide what are you going to do to improve. And we can always find areas to improve when we do a run through like this. It may not be perfect, and then you go back and you analyze those imperfections. Now I took one shot, right? So that was like a $150. I didn't shoot over and over and over again to try to figure out why my shot was high. I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about the smoothness of the process to hammer out the non-shooting stuff, Because shooting days, you work on shooting technique, and process days, you have to define that process. And the process is what slows us down. If we can speed up our process, then we're not rushed on our shots, and we can carry it forward from there. All right.